Trump, I think, as we speak, Trump is meeting with the Republicans. He's meeting with the entire Republican Senate. I don't know what they expect to come out. The latest thing Trump has been saying is that he just is going to let Obamacare die, and then the Democrats will come and help negotiate. Here he is talking about that.
We've had a lot of victories, but we haven't had a victory on health care. We're disappointed. I am very disappointed because, again, even as a civilian, for 7 years I've been hearing about health care. And I've been hearing about repeal and replace. And Obamacare is a total disaster. Some states had over a 200% increase, a 200% increase in their premiums. And their deductibles are through the roof. It's an absolute disaster. And I think you'll also agree that I've been saying for a long time, let Obamacare fail, and then everybody's going to have to come together and fix it and come up with a new plan, and a plan that's really good for the people with much lower premiums, much lower costs, and much better protection. I've been saying that, Mike, I think you'll agree, for a long time. Let Obamacare fail. It'll be a lot easier. And I think we're probably in that position where we'll just let Obamacare fail. We're not going to own it. I'm not going to own it. I can tell you the Republicans are not going to own it. We'll let Obamacare fail, and then the Democrats are going to come to us and they're going to say, how do we fix it? How do we fix it? Or how do we come up with a new plan?
So, I don't think the Democrats are going to give anybody help. I think they're just going to do everything they can to obstruct. And by the way, I don't actually blame Democrats for obstruction. Obstruction is what the opposition does, the minority does in America. It's what you have to do. It's a shame that we have lost, largely through Obama, largely through the work of Obama, we have lost the ability to reach across the aisle at all. And so it's so frozen that we need these big majorities to get anything done. I definitely think Mitch McConnell should throw out the filibuster, because guess what? Guess who will throw out the filibuster the minute they have a majority? So it might as well be us if it's going to be them. Does Trump bear some blame? Yeah, he does. He does bear some blame, and I don't say that just to point the finger at him. I say it because of this. Trump has really impressed me with his ability to learn stuff. I know he still goes off on Twitter sometimes. He loses it and goes off, but he does it less. He does it less than he did, and he's a little bit more circumspect. I think the way he has treated foreign leaders has gotten better. I think he is a guy who pays attention and learns what he's doing. His weakest point, obviously, is herding the congressional cats toward legislation. In order to do that, Barack Obama had this vision, as I said yesterday, had a vision of a socialist America. He went out there to push it. He made over 30, close to 40 speeches about Obamacare, explaining to people how great it was. If you want to keep your doctor, you can keep your doctor. He was lying through his teeth, but he went out and he did it, and Trump didn't. And Trump is a guy who just kind of wants put it. He says, basically, I'm sitting here with a pen, put something in front of me, I'll sign it. Somebody ought to just give him a check and see if he'll sign that. The opposition, of course, is playing this for all it's worth. I love the reaction from Chuck Schumer. We have the usual Chuck Schumer reaction here. Chuck, calm down. Here's Chuck Schumer in the Senate explaining this in careful, single syllable words so his constituency can understand it. What's wrong with letting Obamacare die?
In fact, passing repeal and having it go into effect 2 years later is in many ways worse than the Republican health care bill that was just rejected by my Republican colleagues. It's like if our health care system was a patient who came in and needed some medicine. The Republicans proposed surgery. The operation was a failure. Now Republicans are proposing a second surgery that will surely kill the patient. Medicine is needed, bipartisan medicine, not a second surgery. We urge our Republican colleagues to change their tune. Passing repeal now is not a door to bipartisan solutions, as the majority leader suggested this morning. Rather, it is a disaster. The door to bipartisanship is open right now, not with repeal, but with an effort to improve the existing system.
I love the logic of this. I mean, healthcare before Obamacare had problems, but it was basically working pretty well. I mean, it was working pretty well. They made a crisis of it because they want to get that socialized healthcare in there so they can control your choices, just like they're doing in Britain with Baby Guard. They want to be able to decide who lives, who dies, who gets the healthcare, who gets what you have to do, whether you can smoke, all that stuff. They want to be in your face. They would like you to get up in the morning, open the kitchen cabinet, and a Democrat pops out and tells you how to live. That is the whole point of doing this. So they put this crap thing together, this absolute piece of garbage together. It's causing people suffering, and they say, and now the evil Republicans want to kill it. Killing it would be a mercy. It would be a mercy to human beings. Cory Booker was even worse. And this is just, I play this only because it illustrates the perfidy of the press, why we need a better news media.
I mean, that's not just cynical, it's actually sinister. Here's a guy that promised consistently that he was, hey, only I can fix this, that I'm the guy, that I'm going to make health care for everybody, I'm going to make it affordable. Oh, it's going to be, I think the word he used was terrific. Well, he's completely abdicated that responsibility, that completely broken that promise. He outsourced this healthcare process to people like Mitch McConnell and Paul Ryan, and didn't even try to reach out to one Democrat in the Senate. Didn't call one Democrat, didn't call us up to the White House to try to work with us. A great deal maker failed to make a deal.
Yeah.
And so now he's just saying that I'm going to imperil 30 million Americans. If Obamacare fails, it's not just people going to say, hey, policy doesn't just fail. That means Americans will get hurt badly. And you'll see very devastating things happen. So that's not just a cynical way that's violating his promises. That's sinister. It is, and it's evil to plot against Americans like that.
It's evil to let their crummy program die. It's their crummy. They did this, and only on CNN, which is all the news media, which is just representative of all the news media, could a guy get away with that without somebody saying to him, "Wait, you did this. It's your program. They're just trying to fix it."